Bygones is one of the best pulse rifles in Destiny 2, and you're gonna love it. Maybe. There's one big problem with the gun too, and we need to talk about it. I'm Juggernaut along with Cadpar, and this is our review of the Bygones pulse rifle. Pulse rifles are in a strange place in Destiny. In PvP, top notch. Weapons like Elsie's rifle, Graviton Lance, and Bygones are always at the top of the PvP charts. But in PvE, not so much. But Bygones really breaks the mold, and it starts with its stats.
Bygones is so much better across the board as far as all the stat points. Basically beating in everything but airborne effectiveness. But here's where it gets interesting. When we look at the pulse that everyone's probably forgotten about is syncopation. You probably have it crafted. When going back and actually looking at the stats and what this thing can do, Bygones does beat it in range. But look at the stability that comes with syncopation. And then it's the same across the board for handling. Losing a little bit of reload speed, it gains some aim assistance.
Moving on to the perks, here's where Bygones has a big problem. Not with the perks, they're great. We'll talk about the rolls next. But take a look at the number of perks in the final two columns. 12 in each, total of 24, which means that you have a 1 in 144 chance of getting the perks you want. For some players, that RNG is enough to call it quits. I get it. I mean, Bygones is good, but there are way easier guns to get. Elsie's rifle, for example, has just 7 perks in each column. And to make matters worse, Bygones is only available through playing Gambit. And playing Gambit feels boring. Maybe it's just me. But I have 3 tips that will make the grind much easier and faster. But first, let's get to the god rolls. Starting out in PvE, there's 1, maybe 2 really good PvE rolls. Third column, we have some great PvE perks, but the one that stands out to me is attrition orbs. Dealing sustained damage creates an orb of power. In the fourth column, kinetic tremors. Sustained kinetic damage creates a shockwave that damages nearby targets. I don't have a roll with this perk yet, but I do have it on this Midnight Coup. Here on Carl, it takes about 9 hits with my hand cannon to trigger attrition orbs. But at 6 hits, we activate kinetic tremors. And in case you didn't know, the damage from kinetic tremors count toward activating attrition orbs. This roll will be good in Grandmaster Nightfalls or anything where the enemies are quite a bit tankier.
Alright, now let's talk about our god roll. If you don't mind grinding and losing your soul to Gambit, right? So small bore, ricochet rounds, Zen moment, high ground with ranged masterwork. Obviously the high ground perk is a necessity here. That's what sets it apart for all the other pulses. Zen moment just making it even better, more stable. Ricochet rounds getting us a little bit of extra range, and plus if you ever get those special kills, bouncing off walls is always awesome as well. High ground perk, you have to make sure you're constantly aware of your positioning during a match. Something that most of the time no one's thinking about their elevation during a match. I'm not. But to get this perk active and to use it to the best of your ability, you really have to start changing your playstyle and thinking about elevation constantly. Because once you do, you get one of the most satisfying 2 bursts of any gun. It feels so great when you knock that 2 bursts, and you're going to constantly want to do it again. But let's talk about TTK, right? Time to kill. Bygones with high ground is just a 0.6 all resilience. So those stupid Titans around with 100 resil constantly, they're still going to be 2 bursting down. And it's going to be 0.6. Bygones with kill clip is going to be a 0.6, 0.53 for 9 and below, right? 0.6 if you're 10 resil. If you're 9 and below, you get that 0.5 even faster for 9 and below. In comparison, we'll compare it with a couple other ones that you might know and love. Blast Furnace, if you run that with kill clip, you're going to get that down to a 0.67 TTK, and that's for 8 to 10 resil. The BXR Battler, love the Halo gun. That with kill clip gets a 0.53 all resilience. And you look at, okay, Elsie's rifle, with the main role being Headseeker, that gives you a 0.67 all resil. So you're going to compare it with that, Bygones can still kill faster. Elsie's rifle with kill clip will do a 0.6 all resil as well. So it depends. It depends on what your playstyle is.
Now it's time to reveal our 3 tips to speed up the grind. First up, play Gambit strategically. Unless you love playing Gambit regularly, and I know some of you do, one of the easiest ways to speed up your grind is to play when Gambit has double XP. Second tip, save your engrams. Don't focus your engrams every time you play. This tip will make a lot more sense with our third and final tip, reset your Gambit rank. Once you hit max rank and reset, weapon drops will have a chance of dropping an extra perk in the 3rd or 4th column. And if you reset up to 4 times, first off, seek help. But then, you can get weapons that drop with up to 3 perks each in columns 3 and 4. I know that sounds like a lot, but even resetting once or twice will seriously cut down on your RNG. What do you think about Bygones? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed our video, watch this one next.